Welcome, welcome back, American Horror Story fans. I'm your girl, Leontine, here to give you another exciting breakdown. Up next, the season finale of Apocalypse, Episode 10, Apocalypse Then. We start off with Myrtle infiltrating the nerd's lab. She confronts Miss Venable and throws some serious shade her way. She also puts her under a spell, making Miss Venable compliant, and reminds her that purple is for royalty, not middle management. I suspect that this comment is what took root in Miss Venable, and that's why she never wore it in public again, even though it was her favorite color. Now, Jeff and Mutt are hard at work, planning the occupants of the outpost. I did notice that San Angelo wasn't listed on the map. I wonder why. And where's the sanctuary?
Built a failsafe. The sanctuary.
The sanctuary?
The sanctuary is unique.
Myrtle busts up the Brofest and tells our nerds that 4 spots will be reserved for Coco's family. Her dad will purchase these tickets, and at first Mutt refuses, and then Myrtle compels him to take the offer. Myrtle bounces like a boss and tells them she has to leave before killing them. Back at the Louisiana swamp, Cordelia explains the plan to Coco and Mallory to put them under an identity spell, and both will be placed in Outpost 3, under the nose of Michael. Now, Cordelia and Myrtle model Coco's new personality after Madison. This explains why she's such a bitch in the first few episodes.
Coco is the plan? The calorie counter is going to save humanity?
No, Mallory.
Cordelia gets her girls around to place that spell on them and chants Memoria unda temporis est, or water is the memory of time in English. Now Coco and Mallory take the Uber ride from hell to get to Coco's next appointment with the fabulous Mr. Gallant. When they arrive at their destination, the Uber driver asks to be rated 5 stars, and it happens to be our girl Madison. After the girls exit, Madison looks over and sees a billboard with Dinah's talk show. Madison's pissed.
I want permission to burn a witch.
You get the gasoline, I'll get the wood.
No.
Cordelia totally 86's that witch-burning plan and tells her girls to chill out. They got bigger problems to deal with. Finally, we are back to present day. Finally out of flashback hell. Our witches have been buried in the Louisiana mud for 2 years. No explanation on how they survived the apocalypse, how being buried in mud had them survive and preserve them. However, we have to just go with it. And we can always depend on my girl Madison to say what we're all thinking.
Well, that sucks ass. I had worms crawling up my nose and God knows where else.
Cordelia and company are ready to take on Michael, but not before inviting an old friend to join the party. The one, the only, Marie Laveau.
She needed the help of a powerful voodoo queen. But that ain't you, sis.
Now Dinah, you know Dinah gets dealt with. Marie Laveau strikes that blow with a machete right to the neck. And then Cordelia blows up Miss Mead's evil ass. Michael sheds some more tears. And Madison picks up Miss Mead's machine gun and goes all Scarface on Michael. Oh, I love my Madison. Brock shows up out of nowhere, still bitching about not being on Coco's plane. He just won't let that shit go.
You're back!
Then Brock stabs Mallory to the shock of all of us. Bam! I didn't see that coming.
It's payback, bitch. I serve it cold.
I like it hot.
Myrtle goes all boss and sets Brock on fire. Then Cordelia and Myrtle realize they're kind of screwed with Mallory's situation. Michael isn't out of the fight yet, and Madison knows she's royally screwed by this point.
Oh, fuck. I guess it's back to retail.
And back to retail she went. Michael makes her head explode, and he goes after the other witches. Now our girl Marie Laveau is trying to hold off Michael and goes all Gandalf on him. Says, "You shall not pass."
Dealing with the HBIC now.
Tragically, our head bitch in charge gets her heart ripped out. This was really a buzzkill for me. I love me some Marie, and I really want to see some badass voodoo going down. Now Coco's calorie counting ass rolls in, stabs Michael in the back, and he simply snaps her neck. So much for Coco being more than a walking nutrition label. Now Mallory's looking pretty bad by this point, and it's looking like they might not be able to pull off this plan. Cordelia knows what she must do. Cordelia and Michael really don't have much of a showdown per se, just more of who can throw the most badass shade at each other contest. Our Supreme then denies Michael the satisfaction of killing her, but in doing so, she passes her power on to Mallory. Now we're back to good old 2015. We find Constance throwing Michael out of the house shortly after he's aged a decade overnight and killing that poor priest. Michael tries to choke out Constance, but he can't manage to do it. Pretty much, Constance punks him and tells him he's too weak to do it. Our emo Michael leaves the house, totally forgetting to look both directions before crossing the street. Yes, he forgot to look both ways before crossing the street. Mallory decides to run Michael over with a Range Rover. Yes, Michael was defeated by a four-wheel drive. Who knew? All you needed was a Range Rover to kill the spawn of Satan. Constance finds Michael laid out in the street, and he asks her to take him to the murder house so that he can die and be there forever and to be with her. Maybe that would have been a cool way for him to heal had she taken him there, but Constance instead decides to tell him to go to hell. And alas, Michael dies in the exact same way poor Maddie died in season 1. A bit anticlimactic if you ask me. Meh. Mallory heads back to New Orleans to enroll in the academy, and she is the only one that knows that the apocalypse happened, that she went back in time, and everything has been reset by the butterfly effect. Mallory meets Queenie and convinces her not to go to the Hotel Cortez, thus saving her from being murdered. Unfortunately, Cordelia has now no need to bring Myrtle back to life since there's no impending apocalypse. Nan shows up with Misty Day. Apparently, Mallory now has mad street cred for killing Michael, and Papa Legba is hooking Mallory up with favors. Now, since Michael never brought Madison back to life, she's stuck in retail hell, and Mallory says she's just gonna let her sweat it out for a bit. Now, that is stone cold. Fast forward to 2020.
I'd be happy to buy you another coffee, just not from here.
What's wrong with the coffee here?
This coffee tastes like burnt asshole.
And guess who's back in the picture after a 7-episode hiatus? Timothy and Emily. We thought perhaps they meant nothing. And we find out that Timothy had a DNA test done, but still no explanation of how or why his and Emily's DNA is special.
You know, I'm actually part Brazilian.
Really?
Yeah, according to my 23andMe,
1 year later, damn, that was fast. They wasted no time. Now, fast forward 3 years later, Emily and Timothy come home to a strange sight of crows circling the house. Damn, I know where they're going with this. Now they come in to find their toddler has just killed the babysitter. Just like the end of season 1 of Murder House. Yes, it's a new Antichrist. So Timothy and Emily's DNA is for making demon babies? If so, why did they get killed by Michael in the Outpost 3 the first time? Forget it. Well, gang, I was hoping the ending would be a bit more epic and have way more magic. However, it was still a very entertaining season with a phenomenal cast. I hope we get to see more of Cody Fern's fine ass in the future of American Horror Story seasons. I hope you liked this review and had as much fun as I did. Hook your girl up with a like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe for future movie and series breakdowns and shakedowns.